Hey YouTube, it's Elvis Ammo here. Today I'm going to show you what I call my Hellfire lead melting machine. So I've been wanting to do this video. I just done the video on melting all of this lead right here. This was my last haul, and I melted that down, and I wanted to talk about the burner and the setup that I'm using. So here's what I've got. It's called the Gas One, and I bought this on Amazon, and you'll see mixed reviews, and I think I know why, and we'll talk about that in just a second. But let me just tell you about the setup that I have. Well, let me show you the burner first. Okay, so this is the burner. You can see it's got a really nice wide surface right here. I probably should have grabbed my tape measure and show you that. So the burner, this burner circle, I'm just going to measure the outside here. It's 11 inches. Okay, and in my opinion, you need a pot that's going to measure that so that you can cover this whole burner. And this one is 12 inches on the bottom, 12 inch. And while I'm showing you this pot, I'll go ahead and talk about that too. So this is the setup that I recommend. So this is a 14 inch, well actually when I measure it right here, it's actually 14 3/4 outside to outside. Alright, 12 inch bottom. It's going to cover up this burner and really nice. You don't have wasted flames. And this is a 14 quart pot. It's huge. And it's got a nice wide surface area so that it's going to melt your lead really good for you. So these I picked up at Academy, and I'll put a link in the description to it, just because I think it's important. And it was $39. I couldn't believe it. So here we go. This burner here is 16 by 16. The burner circle right there is 11 inches. You got a 12 inch pot to cover that nice burner right there. Now one of the things that I was really impressed with on this burner is this thing will just blow out the heat, man. One thing that I done was I was going to start taking notes, you know, and seeing how long it takes to burn, start melting. This was one of my old pots right here, and if I filled this up, it really took a good bit of time, you know, to melt that down in my old burner. This is one of my old burners. Okay, go ahead and laugh and get it all out right there, brother. So anyway, not so good compared to this. So I was going to try to get a comparison. Anyway, 2.5 minutes into turning this on my stopwatch, I started to get melt. In 5 minutes, I was stirring it and starting to get the clips out of the wheel weights. All of the old stuff was floating on top. At 9 minutes, I already had that whole pot cleaned out, fresh, beautiful lead. So I thought I would do a review on this, and that's pretty much all I really need to say, you know, as far as the performance of it. But I'm going to try to show it to you, okay? So I just want you to see what it can do without burning my face off right here. Like that. So now one of the things I want to talk about, now you see how that flame is. That's not a really efficient flame for getting that pot hot. So what it has right here is air input, and you just turn that. Now look at that. Now you turn this valve on up higher, That thing is screaming, y'all. I didn't even have it all the way up yet. There we go. Now we're getting somewhere. There we go. That's wide open. Hear it? I mean, there's a lot of flame right there. Now, this air right here does everything. If I turn the air, see that? That's all it's going to do right there. Now you just got a fire. If you add that air to it, oh boy, that thing will melt. Alright, turn that crap off. So that's basically my review on the burner. But while I'm doing this review on the burner, some of this you just have to take my word for it, right? On the time it took to melt was just off the chain, in my opinion. So there you go. And now let me talk about one of the things that I think is the problem when reviewers review this. There's a thing called Airlock. Now some of you are like, yeah, I know. Well, it's true. So what can happen is you can turn your gas on, and you have your regulator. Let's see. See, it's not even wanting to light because it's got airlock. This is what I'm talking about. So you got to turn your valve, turn your gas off, turn your regulator all the way off, then crank up your gas, light it up, give it a little bit of regulator, and then you start it up. Now what happens is people will have their regulator turned all the way up, you know, where they just turn the gas valve off, and it creates an airlock in there. So whenever they start the burner, it won't do anything but just give them that yellowy flame and no pressure. So so any of you guys get one of these things, you know, just turn your regulator. I think they're backwards, righty loosey and lefty tighty instead of lefty. Yeah, you know what I mean. So anyway, now here's the setup. The pot that I talked about. If we have new people out there that want to gather lead and collect it, a ladle like this, larger the better. A slotted spoon like this is perfect. Now this thing gets really hot. You really don't need to. When I had it turned up, you don't need to operate that way. It's too hot. You can't even get close enough to this thing. So once you get that first melt done, just go ahead and turn that thing down, and it's going to melt just fine and fast too. So and then you always, if you have a lot that you're melting, you want to go ahead and leave. Once you get it all cleaned out, go ahead and add some more of your lead to it while you still have liquid in there, and keep working it that way while you got lead in there, because it's going to melt faster. So there you go. A ladle, a slotted spoon, and these little pans right here are perfect. You can look at the name of them. I think they came from Walmart, I think, maybe online. And this is what I made today for this pour. I just had some big old rivets and a solid, just a good sturdy metal pipe, and I just riveted that old stain can on there, and boy, it done good. It really did. But it needs to be on there sturdy, and you got to have a sturdy can. That's a lot of weight in that can. So those are really the items that you need, and then you need, some good gloves, preferably some welding gloves, You can, you know, and definitely eye protection, guys, eye protection. So there you go, Hellfire lead melting machine right there. Awesome, I love it, and you guys will too if you want to try it. But anyway, let me know in the comments, you know, how what you guys use and what works for you, and so that all of us can read down through the comment section. And don't forget, if you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button and like the video. And I'll see you guys in the next video.